All right, it's 8 o'clock. Let's call the Water and Light Commission meeting for April 2nd, 2025 to order, please. Please call roll.
Commissioner Grindy?
Yes.
Commissioner Quirk?
Yes.
Commissioner Paz?
Yes.
Commissioner Riopel?
Yes.
Approved minutes from previous meeting, March 19th, 2025.
I'll move. Second.
Please call roll.
Grindy?
Yes.
Quirk?
Yes.
Paz?
Yes.
Riopel?
Yes.
Bills and payroll.
I'll move. I'll second.
Please call roll.
Grindy?
Yes.
Quirk?
Yes.
Paz?
Yes.
Riopel?
Yes.
From the public reports, Mr. Todd.
I'll cover.
Oh, here we go. Wait, we'll let the new guy go first.
Okay. Hi, Steve Emery.
How you doing, Steve?
Good. Just a couple of real quick updates for you. So Keith has kind of been working, trying to possibly get some bonding money for kind of the South Water Tower rehab project. The tower was last inspected by KLM Engineering in 2023, and they were looking at that time anywhere from 3 to 5 years, you know, before a guy would need to kind of do a full recoating, painting. So what we're doing, so we have updated numbers, is I have reached out to KLM, asked them to kind of update their 2023 numbers, you know, for maybe say $2027 type of thing. So we have a kind of a better dollar figure when we go request, you know, bonding money. So just helping kind of Keith out on that. And then coming up May 2nd, again, is our PPL applications for lead service line. Still not a lot of new information came out from Department of Health. So, but again, we'll, I guess, keep progressing on that, and you know, try to get some clarity on it, and then, you know, submit our PPL application by May 2nd. So. If you recall, we kind of had it submitted, but then they kind of came back and said that they weren't going to fund the unknown, so we got to kind of revise it a little bit. But again, we got till May 2nd, so we'll get that done. So that's what I have.
Any questions for Steve?
None. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, let's try Todd.
Sorry, I was late. I got stuck behind Ron.
That's all right. I won the bet.
I was going to wait, and then I was going to sprint in here right in front of him.
A few items. Our 2024 equipment material is now closed out. We got that final bushing, transformer bushing invoice we were waiting for. That should have been in your bills and payroll. So that material's all done. Our 2024 miscellaneous construction, have talked to Holt on that. He's of course waiting for the weather to cooperate so we can get out and finish that cleanup on that project. So the way it's going, it's probably going to be a little while yet. 2025 equipment and materials, we're probably about 50%. Complete with deliveries on that, so that's going good. Our 2025 miscellaneous construction, I sent out 11 sets of the plans and specs electronically to area contractors. So far, 4 of those have asked for hard copies of the books, and 1 has declined, which is one that usually declines every year. So no surprise there. We have the pre-bid is next Tuesday on the 8th, and then the bid opening is on the 24th. So once the bid opening is done, we'll have a little better idea who might be bidding, but right now I'm expecting probably should get at least 4 or 5 bids. So. Otherwise, the miscellaneous, still trying to get the Business Highway 2 lighting plans and specs done so we can go out for bids on that. Been helping Steve with some of the city plats that we're working on. A little bit of mapping yet, and then still trying to work on that industrial park sub miscellaneous projects that we have out there to get those out for either material bids or construction bids. So that is all I have unless there's questions.
Any questions for Steve? No. Thank you, sir.
Or Todd?
Or, I mean, the other Steve, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, buddy. Mr. Gallstead.
Good morning. Happy day for April Fool's Day. I really don't have a whole lot to say. I'm still working with the city on the replats and making sure that we have all the easements and in those, and then any of the vacations of the streets, just to make sure that it's okay. Excuse me. That's about it, unless there's any questions for me.
Questions for Ron?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Nope, thank you.
Old business, nothing. Assistant line foreman hire.
So March 18th, we held interviews for the assistant foreman position. It was Tyler and Todd and Terry and myself and Mr. Grindy. Can't forget him. And the interview panel selected Jamie David as the next assistant line foreman, and his first day is proposed to be today. And so it's an internal hire, and I'm recommending that we hire Jamie David as assistant line foreman starting today.
I'll move. I'll second.
Please call roll.
Grindy,
Yes.
Quirk,
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. David.
Congrats. So we'll let him start with the next one.
All right, water distribution maintenance tech resignation.
Tom turned his letter in. He's going to resign. He's going to head to Arizona, I guess. So his last day will be April 25th. I worked with Tom for the last 17 years and wanted to thank him for his service. He is involved with installing a lot of water main in East Grand Forks when he worked with his contractor over the years. So his knowledge and background has been a great asset for the water and light. Any task you would give Tom, he was after it and he got it done. So with his experience and knowledge here, he will be missed and hard to replace that type of background, but I'm sure we'll find somebody there. So I just want to wish him luck on his next endeavor in his life, and congratulations. So that's that one.
Okay, and then part of it, and Todd could just, well, did this too, but I'll do it. We'll do it together. So we want to thank Tommy, but then we also want to get started with the person that's going to replace Tom. And so I'd like to get permission to start the interview process to request civil service to post it internally, and then we'll go from there. So we kind of got a.
So we got to do a motion to accept.
We'd like a motion to do that. So
And we need a motion to accept also, right, as resignation?
Yeah, so you got a couple motions to make, yes.
So I will motion that we accept Tom's resignation and thank him for the job that he's done the past 17 years. So thank you, Tom. Also motion that we open up to advertise to fill that position.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Please call roll.
Thanks.
Grindy,
Yes.
Quirk,
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riepel.
Yes.
All right. Todd, department heads, you're up again.
Yeah. What do I do with my stuff? So we've been getting a few water meters installed. We have gotten a few appointments. Once the weather breaks there, we'll start putting some notes out and getting on the call list again. People haven't been too apt to get that done, but electric crew's been working on some street lights. We had some wires that are broke underground, and they were able to temporary some of that and get it together. And over by the town square, we had some lights that shine towards the dike area there that had turned purple. They changed that out, so I think we've got most of those all done. And then we added we got a big screen for our system in our crew room, so that adds up to, we can pull that up in a time of an outage, or basically any time we're working on any water or electric, we can look at that and do a little pre-inspection on that. So I think that'll really help. We've been trying to get that up for quite some time, so that was nice. Thanks to the techs, and the guys went in there and did a little housekeeping there too, kind of cleaned everything out and repainted everything. So we're going to probably get some new countertops in there after 20-some years in there. They're getting a little rough, so trying to get some estimates on some of that. And a couple other things here, working with Steve on the plats, like you said, on the replatting, and then some of the other projects that are coming up. I got a call from Zabral's electrician out there, and he was asking a few questions about what he needs to do and to get that operation going. So that should come along here fairly soon. We have everything done, and we've had it in place for over a year now. So once they get that going, it's a matter of us turning it on, and they can get rolling there. And then next meeting, I'll be gone at the going to attend the Minnesota DOT District Annual Meeting in Bemidji, so I won't be here next week or next 2 weeks. And then we did get some 6-inch water meters in that we ordered in 24. They showed up. I think we'll be able to get the new one in the campground before it opens, and the campground's going to open up. We're gonna turn the power on the 21st, and then she wants to do a temporary run on the water to see how many breaks she's got there, and that'll be on the 30th. But then they'll open up for business on May 9th. So we got to get a spool built for that 6-inch meter, but we'll hopefully get that in there. Other than that, that's about all I have, unless you have any questions.
No.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.
Brian.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Stouss Park concession water was tested and passed last week at the request of the Parks and Recreation Department. We'll also be working with them in the coming weeks to get the trailheads opened up as weather permits there as well. Electricians have been at the water plant adding fire detection sensors to our current monitoring system. Next week, Keith and I have a LAWA board meeting in Fargo. And lastly, this month we have scheduled annual chain hoist and backflow preventer inspections at the plant, as well as we'll be testing the chlorine scrubber media. And that's all I've got, unless there's questions.
Questions for Brian? No. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bree.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just going to give you a quick update. Last Monday, Tuesday, Brady Martz was on site for the water and light audit. So yeah, they brought in their whole team. They had 5 of them. So we kind of rocked it out Monday, Tuesday, and that went really well. There really isn't any big changes. There was just one thing that required a little more analysis due to a GASB change for the sick leave accrual. But otherwise nothing out of the ordinary there. They're still on site this week. Potentially through Friday, I guess, however long it takes for the city audit. And then when I was talking with the managing partner, Brian, from Brady Martz, they're hoping kind of mid-May to have reports back, and then that would, depending on when they present to the city, then they would follow with us at a meeting in June. So, and then, yeah, been already busy working on budget spreadsheets, so we have a meeting actually following this to already get going on budget. So, unless there's any questions, that's it for me.
Any questions for Bree? Thanks, Bree.
Thank you.
Carla.
Bree did a great job. I don't need to add to it.
Thank you. Jordan.
morning.
Morning, sir.
Just a couple quick updates here. So last Saturday and Sunday, I attended the Forks Builders Association home show over at the Perp Arena. So we collaborated with Maggie and Dan with the EDA, so I want to thank them for all the help on that. It was a good event. Still working on some annual reporting that's going to be due at the end of this month, and then looking forward, we got the spring cleanup in May 12th through 16th, so I want to start advertising with our radio partners and Midco on that a little bit prior, a couple of weeks, just to get a little more exposure on that. And then I got a couple small rebates with a school district from Eagle Electric, so I'm just finishing those up right now. Any questions?
No. Jordan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Corey.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Postman.
Yes, so they talked about a few of the items. The budget process was one. Continuing to work with David Drones, or Tessa Melvin from David Drones, on the salary survey. So reached out to a few of the entities and myself and kind of encouraged them to get the data in. So we get a lot of data to look at. Continuing to look at health insurance potential options, you know, from the small group versus being with the city. Brianna and I are working on that. We'll set up a meeting with Reed and others there, and maybe in a week or so, and we'll talk about that. And then Council Member Riopel and I, we had a Zoom meeting with Senator Johnson yesterday, as Steve was talking about the bonding bill, and we were just asking his thoughts on the options for that. And so working away on that as well. And then that's about it. That's what I have for you.
Any questions for Keith?
No.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner reports, anything?
I'd just like to say I did have a little conversation earlier last week with Brady Marks over the audit, and everything went well with that.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay. Motion to adjourn till April 16th, 2025.
I'll move. I'll second.
Call roll, please.
Grindy,
Yes.
Quirk,
Yes.
Rapaz.
Yes.
Riopel.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone.